traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Christine Lagos.
This report is brought to you by MyMosquitoCottages.com. The traffic spot reports with a collision northbound Dufferin approaching Eglinton, blocking lanes, so please watch out for that. We also have construction, plenty of it on the westbound 401. First of all, the road to McAllen is closed.
The reason we call them
First in the collectors, 2 right lanes are closed, and then close to westbound 401 transfer to Express at Jane because of construction. Westbound 401 and 100 in the Express, there is a stalled vehicle now in the right lane, so something to watch out for. Now, volume is actually decreasing on the northbound 400, but still busy from Asset to approaching Dunlop, all because of road work in the left lane. And looking at the southbound John Holly Parkway, that's heavily traveled for just approaching the 401 to south of York Mills. We have road repairs here in the right lane as well. The West Mall Evans ramp to westbound QEW is closed for construction, and for active TO, eastbound Lakeshore is closed from Windermere to Stadium Road. Eastbound Lakeshore also closed from Coxwell to Woodbine, so it's really putting a lot of pressure on that eastbound Gardner, which is heavily traveled from the Humber Bridge to the Jameson ramp. Muskoka Realtor Bob Clark has unveiled a stunning portfolio of luxury lakefront cottages. Head to MyMoscocaCottages.com to enjoy a virtual tour of the cottage of your dreams. Your next report is at 1:31. Now the forecast, here is Carl Lamb.
Look at it much. I don't want to look at that.
And I'm watching more clouds roll in west of the city, but we're also going to see some more cloud cover here in the downtown core soon. But we will stay dry, so it's still a go and enjoy everything that's blocked off for those that are walking, running, and biking today. 24 is the high, 13 is the low tonight, cloudy, and then we get some clearing during the overnight. Tomorrow, 23, it's a drier day to start, a little soggy to finish. Some thunderstorms during the late afternoon and evening. Monday, 28 degrees. It will feel like 32 when we factor in the humidity. Chance for a few showers late in the day, but it's mainly dry. And then for Tuesday, 28, feeling like 35. Partly sunny and a chance for afternoon thunderstorms. Right now, 24 Pearson, 22 at 680 News. Today's guaranteed high, 24. 680 News on 123.
They're extremophiles.
Your home is more than just a place to live. It's your window of opportunity. With a home equity loan from Capital Direct, your home can provide valuable equities that will give you the freedom to complete those renovations, support your business, or simply get your debt in line. An easy call to 1-800 New Capital will open the doors to all the good things you thought were beyond your reach as a homeowner. So pick up the phone and call 1-800 New Capital today.
The idea being, the less times you have to do this, the less parts you replace, the less garbage you go to landfill.
To getting the answers to what you need to know about COVID-19.
And answers about your job and finances.
If you have a question, ask
Fuck
it at
you, COVID.
680 News gets the answers.
We're in this
Go
together.
back to 2019, you
Working
bastard.
for you. Taking a look at COVID-19 on a global scale, Italy's prime minister
I
said
might
it's
still
not
use the
time to
wire.
party
It's
yet.
not for electricity.
But will the kids listen? Maybe she's Maggie Williams reports from Rome.
As soon as the lockdown was lifted here in Italy, young people resumed congregating for drinks and chit-chat in popular spots like along the canals in the trendy Naviglia area of Milan. Social media posts have been widely circulating with clusters of people standing close to each other, many without protective gear, as no gadget has been invented yet for drinking with a mask on.
Non è ancora questo il tempo del delle movide.
Italy's prime minister says it will be easy for the virus to spread again. Megan Williams, ABC News, Rome.
Everybody's listening to you, right, buddy? How's
24
that
newly
feel,
graduated the Royal Military College class of 2020. The entire ceremony
It's not as
live on
bad as
Facebook this
the
week
US,
with more than 1,000
Russia,
people watching. Canada's best-known
Brazil.
spaceman, retired astronaut Chris Hadfield, is a former cadet at RMC and took part. He says his grad was also unique.
The entire class at one of the big dinners had eaten some bad pork, and everybody had salmonella poisoning. And instead of a triumphant graduation parade, people were dropping like flies, and it just wasn't the graduation that I imagined.
Why are you telling
They
us
also
this,
heard from
man?
some
That's
other
a
high-profile
horrible
former students, including
story.
Chief of Defense
So
Staff
why didn't
Jonathan
somebody
Vance.
stop
More than
him?
300 degrees were handed out.
It's not rude to interrupt him at that point. It's polite to stop. Hey,
In
stop,
60
stop.
seconds, we'll give you the business.
How about something else? You stand for it yourself.
125.
Insurance companies aren't fooled by television actors pretending to be tough lawyers or law firms that claim to be the best, only to sell your case to others. At Bergmanis Pereira, we build our reputation among peers and in the courtroom where it matters. We offer compassionate and dignified legal representation of accident victims. Our experienced lawyers will handle your case personally and see that you get the compensation you deserve. And our no-fee guarantee means that you don't pay until your case is settled. Bergmanis Pereira Personal Injury Lawyers. Time-tested, trial-proven. Visit us at bplawyers.ca.
Hi, Tom Rokicki here of Inline Fiberglass Windows and Doors. Our heroes continue to amaze us. From all of us here at Inline Fiberglass, thank you. It's important that we stay strong. Continue to check in with family, friends, and employees. Keep the conversation going.
No problem.
And if you ever want to start a conversation about windows and doors, we are just a click away.
Electronic equipment, there's all sorts of weird writing and snaps and shit.
InlineFiberglass.com. Together, we will get through this.
6 City News Time, 1:26.
Time now for 6 City News Business Report.
I'm Tucker. This almost sounds like something out of the
97,
Jetsons.
96.
It's called Safe Check Entranceway, an interactive digital
warranty
communication
97.
solution
January
to help
97.
businesses and customers in the age of COVID-19. It comes from Big Digital. Michael Gurgis is the co-founder.
In the midst of the realities of the lockdowns and pandemic, our team sat back and said, how can we help today? What kind of technology, what kind of platforms can we mobilize to help businesses reopen and manage new levels of occupancy management and density type of analytics in real time, but also provide consumers confidence and comfort.
So what did you come up with?
To be able to detect masks on people, or if someone's coming to that location and may have a fever. I mean, it really has two layers to it. You know, for the business owners, it's the communications and real-time analytics that have them better operate. And for consumers and customers, commuters, it allows for real-time information that just brings confidence and comfort.
If I wired it backwards, all this shit would have melted or something.
All of these requirements, needs, communications, sensors, and software. We felt as a Canadian company that's been doing this for 15 to 20 years, we could combine all of these amazing tools that give us real-time data all around us, real-time communications, to be a tool for today's reality.
And what's the response been like?
Incredible. And I'm sure you'll be seeing a Safe Check near you very shortly.
Michael Gurgis is the co-founder at Big Digital. And at the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
Join 680 News with Scotiabank in Operation Support Local.
Hi, it's Steve Roberts. These local businesses are a part of our life, and while we'll recover, many places need your help to survive. We encourage you to support local so we can keep the places you love open, and it all starts with you.
To submit or find a local business to support,
we would never submit.
/support local. Operation
I don't know what this little square hole is for. I want to find out.
Scotiabank, we're in this together.
Hey, why isn't your girlfriend drinking? I offered her one and she said no.
Weird.
She don't feel well.
She's fine. She's just
pacing herself.
She can't keep up with you. Man, look at the size of her.
What's your name?
60 pounds
Don't drink whatever he just gave you.
Studies show that when a man and woman drink the same amount of alcohol under the same conditions, a woman's blood alcohol level will be higher due to biological differences. Speak your mind. ChangeTheConversation.ca. Sponsored by Beer Canada.
It's simplifying.
You'll always be the first to know.
Breaking news when it happens.
680 News.
Taking a look at your short-range forecast today. Sunshine, increasing cloud, guaranteed high 24. I think we should get there. Tonight, clouds clearing overnight, low 13. Then tomorrow, dry start again to the morning, some sun and cloud. But in the afternoon, a chance of thunderstorms, a high of 23. So get up there today while you still can. At the double tone, 680 News Time, 1:30.
Number one for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Here are Cam Doris and Caitlin Lee.
That box is pretty terrible too. This when I'm pointing here, pointing at the Android box, that's the BG phone.
Breaking news right now.
Apple TO is back for another weekend. As is summer-like weather, what you can and can't do amidst the restrictions coming out.
Warm weather and the reopening of parks means more people will be out this weekend. Physical distancing is still a must for anyone planning to enjoy the sun.
A prospective vaccine right here on Canadian soil. A clinical trial is soon set to start at Dalhousie University. But in the meantime, Ontario needs to find a solution to its struggles with testing.
First, we were told we don't need to wear a mask if we don't have symptoms of the virus. And now it's recommended in Canada. If you're wondering why, we break it all down.
The NHL is inching back to the ice, and we talk some German soccer, sports at 45.
And coming up in business, we're talking to an employment lawyer, asking him what companies have to do for us if we have no child care, and if COVID-19 is a legitimate reason to get laid
kill your
off.
children, sacrifice to the God of child
Time for weather together on the ones. Here is Christine Langos.
Thank you, Caitlin. This report is brought to you by TELUS. I'm looking at crews doing some work
That's
on
the
the
one
southbound
thing that
Don
wouldn't
Parkway
make sense
south of
for
York
us.
Mills. They're
Shit.
blocking off the right lane. So it's very slow from approaching the 401 to south of York Mills. Not a huge stretch, but that's the reason for the slowdown. On the westbound 401, the ramp to McAllen is closed for construction. Westbound 401
Somebody
approaching
asked me
Jane,
2
the
fucking
transfer to
months
the
ago,
express
why did
is
you
closed.
start streaming?
And now there's
That
a stolen
question's
vehicle
been bothering me in the
westbound
back of
401
my
just beyond
head.
the
Like, I
400
never
in the
really
express.
gave it a thought
And that's
like
in the
that.
right lane. The
Which
tow is on
I
scene.
guess kind of
Just
what I
taking
said
a look
at
at
the
the northbound
time,
400, it's still slow from
Part of what I
about
said.
Essa to north of Dunlop, where we have construction set up, and that's in the left lane. So just watch out for that if you're heading into the Barrie area.
People I
The
know
West
to know
Mall
how to do
Evans
this
ramps
shit.
to
I want
westbound
people that don't know me
QEW
to know I
closed
know how
because
to
of
do this
construction. Eastbound Gardner is heavy from the Humber
Washers,
Bridge to the
dryers,
Jamison ramp,
freezers,
and that's
ovens,
because eastbound
motors,
Lakeshore from Windermere to
coolers,
Stadium is closed for active TO. Also closed eastbound Lakeshore from Coxwell to Woodbine, and southbound Erin Mills Parkway ramp to eastbound 403 is blocked. They're cleaning up some debris from the area. When connections matter most, Canada's wireless networks have the fastest download speeds of the G7 countries, over 50% faster than the US. Visit TELUS.com/network.
and maintained
Your next
hospital
report is at
medical equipment.
141. Now with the forecast, here is Carl Lamb.
A lot of sunshine in the downtown core today and all across the region, all the way out towards Oshawa for friends in Newmarket and all the way over towards Bolton. It's been a really nice day. We are seeing more clouds rolling in, though, as we head into the afternoon. 24 is a guaranteed high. We drop down to 13 tonight. We get a little bit of clearing, and we set up for a dry Sunday, but it will end bit on the damp side. 24 now appears at 22 in downtown Toronto. Today's guaranteed high 24.
I take this as a good sign. Both sets of wire are multi-strand radio.
It's a beautiful spring day in the city, and thanks to the city's active TO program, it's easier to get out and enjoy the weather from a distance.
Michelle Mackey joins us live with some safe ways to enjoy the sunshine. Michelle.
Dan, it's the second weekend of active TO with sections of major
I
city
used to be
roadways
very
blocked
active,
off,
and now
walking,
it's just
running,
coincidence.
and biking.
Well, we see
I
around
used to be
the
very,
world,
very active,
major
fucking
cities,
now.
that as we learn to live with COVID-19,
I can
people
be
still
active
need to
for
be
like
able to
10
get
minutes at a
around,
time.
and they need to be able to physically distance while they get around.
That's Chair of Toronto's Board of Health, Councillor Joe Cressy, who says that's why sections of Lakeshore Boulevard and Bayview Avenue will remain blocked off until Sunday night. Now that the city has created more space, Mayor John Tory says maintaining physical distancing in these areas is up to you.
Where you've created more space, then I think people have personal responsibility to follow and try to follow the rules and make a real effort to do so, because it's in our collective interest to maintain public health and not having a second wave of this virus.
This weekend, the city is also opening more park amenities, including picnic shelters, running tracks, and some multi-use courts and fields. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Mackey.
And speaking of that lovely weather we're having, 6 Cities Joey Keeney and our weather specialist Denise Andriacci break down your forecast.
City parks reopened, and a good batch of warm weather is the perfect mix for people to start coming out of their quarantine holes this weekend. Some people have already taken advantage of the nice temperatures, like this guy at Trinity Bellwoods.
Feels great. Yeah, feels good to interact face to face at a distance with some other people.
Physical distancing is still a must for anyone who decides to catch a bit of sun, and face coverings are recommended when you can't quite keep 6 feet away from others. Our weather specialist Denise Andriacci says today is going to be beautiful.
A fantastic start to the weekend. We will be sunny and just a hint above seasonal today. Guaranteed high of 24 degrees. We hit 24 degrees yesterday downtown, and that's our warmest day of 2020. So it looks like we're really starting to finally, after a very inconsistent May weather pattern, tap into some
it's been
warm
Toronto
air,
weather,
really
motherfucker.
feeling
Oh yeah,
like June's
Canada.
around the corner.
On average, yeah. You know, every
6 News Time,
4 hours or so, yeah, you get
testing
East
continues
Coast
to be
to
a
West
problem in
Coast.
Ontario, with the province falling well below its daily target again. But another province making headway in a potential vaccine thanks to one of its universities. 6 Stuart McGinn reports.
The vaccine formulation has already gone through a successful first trial in China, where it triggered an immune response, but also did result in some side effects for those taking a heavier dose. With a trial on Canadian soil weeks away, infection disease physician Dr. Mark Loeb tells the CBC this is still in the very early stages.
The story is this safe enough to go on to a next phase. And
Only one line is smart.
Yes, it is.
This vaccine is one of more than 100 candidates currently in development around the world. The positive news comes close to home during a tough time for Ontario, where new cases are trending higher and tests complete are going in the opposite direction. But Premier Doug Ford is promising they'll fix this.
We're going to go into communities where there's, as I say, the hot spots, and it's really the urban centers around Toronto that we've seen.
Today's testing numbers were still well below the province's goal at just over 11,000. 412 new cases brought the province's total above 25,000. I'm Stuart McGinn.
As restrictions loosen across the province, public data reveals COVID-19 is spreading faster among communities. According to the Toronto Star, the data shows about 70% of new cases are happening in broader communities outside of Ontario's senior homes. In March, the rate of new infections outside institutional settings grew from fewer than 5 cases a day to above 150 per day on average.
The information has been all over the place since the pandemic started. Should I wear a face mask? Well, now the answer is yes. Face
Your
masks
own idiot talking head that was just on here saying, we were told not to wear a mask.
Has all the details
about why you should be droplets wouldn't spread shit if you had it. You were told you wouldn't know if you had it.
Beneficial, obviously, Canada's top Dr. Theresa Tam on March 30th, and now, almost 2 months later,
use of non-medical masks or face coverings is recommended.
But why? University of Cambridge professor Dave King breaks it down.
More than anything else is protect other people from yourself if you are carrying the virus.
Keeping your germs to yourself because you could be infected and not know it. In Calgary, the hardest hit part of Alberta, asymptomatic people are now being tested. More than 3,000 doing so last week, with more than 100 testing positive. A microcosm of the bigger picture playing out across the country. Experts say when an infected person coughs or sneezes, they send showers of droplets into the air. One recent study shows we spray thousands of those droplets just by uttering the words, "Stay healthy." I'm Jamie Pollard.
Stay home, you stick fucks. How many
capacity
droplets I
rates
spit
in
out
the
there?
need for a healthy supply of personal protective equipment are keeping some of Ontario's hospitals from performing elective surgeries. The province announcing those procedures like cancer surgeries, heart operations, and organ transplants could resume as of last week. But for many locations, they haven't actually begun. The CEO of the Ontario Hospital Association tells the CBC dozens of hospitals do not meet the criteria to have an occupancy rate of less than 85%, and there are still challenges when it comes to the availability of PPE. The association says beds should be found outside hospitals for patients who do not need acute care to avoid overcrowding amidst concerns of a second wave of COVID-19.
And the
News Time at
protest is
1:30,
copyright
APO regional police stopped hundreds of cars, issued dozens of tickets last night. Crackdown on large gatherings in parking lots. Officers say some of the cars are believed to be related to illegal street racing. What took place near the Heartland Town Center in Mississauga and resulted in 112 bylaw tickets and 67 tickets under the Highway Traffic Act, as well as 2 criminal charges. Police also say officers stopped 370 vehicles. Police forces right across the GTA have reported a rise in street racing and stunt driving charges since the beginning of the pandemic, likely as a result of largely empty roads.
After a month of fasting, families are ending Ramadan by celebrating in their homes with a quarantine plan. Though Eid is traditionally marked with prayers in mosques and parks, this year Muslims are encouraged to celebrate from home. The festival, traditionally celebrated for 3 days, is a national holiday in most Muslim countries. During Ramadan, which started April 23rd, members strengthened their relationship with God through fasting and prayers.
680 News Time, 1:39. This time of year, people normally start heading out for drinks on the patio, but that's not possible due to COVID-19.
It's Toronto. People fucking drinking on their balconies and decks all fucking winter, right?
Innovative way for people to enjoy.
See people in like shorts and flip flops and a parka.
Market here on the patio of Barrio Restaurant.
Drinking, maybe a cigarette or a
I was
joint.
considering something to do on this patio that was unique. We got together.
It's only minus 32. It's only minus 32.
We were going to try to do something unique.
No, I don't want to
It's
smoke in the
also
house.
the city's first social distancing market. It's a win-win for these 2 businesses. Barrio has been closed for 2 months. They're excited to be able to rehire some of their staff. As for Concessions Inc., that company would have been traveling across North America to state fairs this summer. They've suffered huge losses because of event cancellations. conditions due to COVID-19. Safety is paramount. They're asking everyone to wear masks on arrival. If you don't have one, they'll give one to you. And the route through the concession stand is one-way. Janelle Massa, City News.
I'm trying not to rebel against those arrows, but when I go in the store, there's nobody there. So when I'm walking and they're pointed towards me, fuck you. I'm already walking. There's nobody in the fucking store when I go in. People all go in at the same time. It's the same with the highways. 4 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon.
If you're finding it difficult to cover your monthly expenses, keep up with minimum payments, and manage your debt work, a BDO licensed insolvency trustee will provide a free over-the-phone consultation. Review your situation, explain your debt relief options, and help find a debt solution that works for you. BDO is committed to ensuring you get the debt help you need when you need it. Call 1-855-BDO-DEBT to book a free phone consultation.
680 News Time, 141.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here is Christine Michael. This report is brought to you by Penn Age Foundation. Westbound 401 approaching Jane. The transfer to the Express is closed for construction. And that problem has been cleared from the westbound 401 west of the 400 in the Express. They've cleared away a disabled vehicle. Eastbound 401 is not too bad right now. Northbound 400 just a bit slow down from Essa to approaching Dunlop because of construction in the left lane. It's very slow on the southbound 404 Don Valley from approaching the 401 to south of York Mills, where they're doing some road repairs in the right lane. So you only have the 2 left lanes at your disposal right now. Westbound 403 at Shaver Road, the traffic started reporting a very serious accident, and it's right before this construction zone, westbound 403. It's closed from Highway 52 Trinity Road over to Brantford for construction until May 27th. So do keep that in mind. You might want to stay off this stretch of roadway. Eastbound Gardner slows from the Humber Bridge in towards the Jameson ramp. If you're traveling on eastbound Lakeshore, it is closed from Windermere to Stadium Road, so you'll be diverted off the Lakeshore. And then in the east end, eastbound Lakeshore is closed from Coxwell to Woodbine. North and southbound Bayview Extension, that's closed as well from Mill Street to Rosedale Valley Road, all for active TO. The COVID-19 pandemic affects people in different ways. For those struggling, CAMH has mental health resources to help. Visit camh.ca/COVID-19. Your next report is at 1:51. Now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
He says it gives me the side effect. He says it'll make me kill me. They want me to take this epilepsy medicine. I don't have epilepsy.
Great day for you to be outside, but maintain that physical distance, dropping down to 13 degrees with more clouds rolling in during the afternoon and evening. We'll get a little clearing during the overnight. Tomorrow, it's a dry start to the day.
The drug they want me to take has the side effect of not suicidal ideation, suicide. Point blank.
With
you take this drug, you might kill yourself. I think about it, kill yourself.
Of course, we're going to keep a very close eye on this. That rolls in tomorrow late afternoon into the evening.
Why?
On Sunday.
Oh, we want you to take it twice a day, every day. What the fuck?
Monday
Look
and the
it
start
up.
of the week. Right now, it's
Off-label use
24
is
Pearson,
fucking mood
22 at
regulator.
680 News. Today's guaranteed high, 24.
680 News Time, 1:43. Some good news for hockey fans hoping to see their favorite NHL stars back on the ice.
Last night, the NHLPA's executive board voted to authorize further negotiations with the league on a 2014 return-to-play format. So what does that mean? According to Sportsnet's Chris Johnston, the PA basically agreed to a 2014 return-to-play format with the top 4 seeds in each conference given byes directly to the playoffs, while the other 16 teams enter a best-of-5 play-in round, and that's pretty much it. So there's still a lot that needs to be negotiated, including whether they move forward with a bracket-style format, and there's still bigger picture items that need to be looked at, like testing, hub cities, and when this could all start. At the end of the day, Sportsnet's Elliot Friedman says it's a big step, but
just because we have a playoff format doesn't, or almost have a playoff format, doesn't mean we're guaranteed to play.
From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, I'm Maria St. Tropez.
680 News Time, 1:44.
Look in your bathroom mirror and ask yourself, do I like what I see? Those dated tiles? That shower? Really? Then what's with that vanity? AGMinnovations.com. Shouldn't the room make yourself beautiful and be beautiful? AGM can turn your bathroom into a spa oasis for just $2.90 a month. For a free video consultation, visit AGMinnovations.com. AGM.
Hi, I'm Sherry Tabb, co-founder of the Herzig Eye Institute. In support of public health efforts, we have put a pause on elective surgery at our Toronto and Ottawa locations. I and my Herzog Eye Institute staff remain available to you online and by phone to schedule future appointments and to help you stay up to date and safe. Your health is what matters most to us. Google high definition vision and sign up for my blog so we can stay connected. Look after yourself. Promise me.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
It is absolutely beautiful outside. 24 degrees, feeling like 26,
you're in the basement,
and just a few clouds in the sky. Good afternoon from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto.
Get to work,
I can't wait. Here are the top stories this hour. We're finally getting a chance to enjoy the outdoors after 2 months of quarantine, and the city's active TO program continuing with several road closures this weekend to help out with your physical distancing. Several lanes have been closed on Lakeshore Boulevard West, the eastbound lanes from Windermere to Stadium, eastbound Gardner Expressway off-ramp to Lakeshore Boulevard West, and Lakeshore Boulevard East eastbound lanes from Coxwell to just south of Woodbine Avenue. And it is recommended to wear a mask when you head out, especially in areas where it's hard to keep a 2-meter distance. All levels of government are now stressing that. And a big celebration for Muslims begins tonight. The month-long Ramadan ending, Eid beginning, but it will be all marked at home this year due to the pandemic.
That was the level of security on the internet at the time.
Now time for 680 Sports with Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here is George Russick.
The NHLPA Executive Board authorized further negotiations with the NHL over how a 24-team return-to-play scenario would play out last night. Sportsnet's Chris Johnston is reporting that the format of the playoffs is still up for negotiation, but here's what it'll look like. The top 4 seeds, based on points percentage in the East and the West, qualify for the playoffs. The next 8 teams in each conference will compete in a best-of-5 play-in series, with the winners going on to face each conference's top seeds. ESPN is reporting that the NBA has entered into exploratory conversations with the Walt Disney Company about restarting the remainder of its season at Disney's ESPN Wide World of Sports complex in Orlando, Florida in late July. According to NBA spokesperson Mike Bass, the NBA suspended its season indefinitely on March 11th in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. And scores from the German Bundesliga today: Bayer Leverkusen down Gladbach 3-1. Werder Bremen shut down Freiburg 1-0. Paderborn and Hoffenheim played to a 1-1 tie, while Borussia Dortmund knocked off Wolfsburg 2-0. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
This Tuesday on City TV, it's the biggest show of the summer. America's Got
This is all clean.
But
there's scratches on this, which means somebody open it and set it down and put it back. Set it down and put it back.
Including Heidi Klum, Howie Mandel,
Lady things got leaned against it over the years.
and Modern Family, Sofia Vergara.
I love
This
stuff here.
America's Got Talent season premiere Tuesday at 8/7 Central, only on City TV.
If you've
I wonder how
been
many
thinking
phone
of
calls
getting a
this thing
backyard
made.
garden shed, you should know that DuroShed has been installing sheds and pool cabanas in the GTA for over 25 years. And DuroShed has social distancing down to a fine art. DuroShed will arrive in the morning, work outside all day, and before supper time, you'll have a beautiful new garden shed, storage shed, or pool cabana. You can watch from inside while we build your DuroShed outside. Check out our photo galleries at duroshed.ca. That's DUROshed.ca.
680 News Time, 1:49. While wearing masks may help prevent the spread of COVID-19, some health experts are warning the same cannot be said for wearing gloves.
Professor Keith Warner is a food microbiologist and says if gloves are used as a substitute for hand washing, spreading the coronavirus becomes easier.
If doctors and nurses can wear them, then maybe I should be doing the same, but it's a very different purpose.
Very easy to
basically, in hospitals, what they're trying to do is you're trying to not get the infectious agent from the actual patient. But also, you're trying to avoid taking that infectious agent and passing on to somebody else.
Warner adds healthcare professionals are trained how to properly remove gloves without transferring bacteria between surfaces.
Yeah, you guys aren't.
Concerning behavior he's noticed when the general population uses gloves when eating or talking on the phone.
That was 680's Maddie DeMarts. Intense talks are expected this weekend over how Parliament should function as the COVID-19 pandemic continues.
The House of Commons has been largely adjourned since mid-March, but it's to resume normal operations on Monday. What normal looks like will depend on the outcome of the talks among federal party leaders. Last month, the Liberals and opposition parties joined forces to reject the Conservative bid to require multiple in-person sittings of the Commons each week. Instead, they agreed to set up a special COVID-19 committee. It has been meeting in the Commons chamber once a week in person, with fewer than 36 MPs actually present and twice a week virtually. Blake Lambert, The Canadian Press.
680 News Time 1:50. A major movie sequel going back into production after halting due to the coronavirus pandemic.
You're not in Kansas anymore. You're on Pandora.
And Pandora will soon be up and running in New Zealand. Production on the Avatar sequels is set to restart next week. The first major Hollywood studio film to get back to work since the COVID-19 pandemic shut down production worldwide. On it, big producer John Landau posted on Instagram, he says sets are ready and they're excited to head back. New Zealand is allowing TV and film shoots to resume after putting in place new health and safety guidelines. Avatar 2 is due out December 2021. 3 more sequels set to follow every 2 years after that. Jason Abrams at ABC News, Hollywood. News Time 1:51.
Time for traffic and weather together on the one. Here's Christine Lango. This report is brought to you by Lexus of Oakville. Now we have a stolen vehicle on the eastbound 401 at Avenue Road, and the collector's blocking the right lane. Tows are on scene. Just a minor delay. It's just around that corner there. On the westbound 401 ramp to McCowan is closed for construction, and westbound 401 approaching Jane, the transfer to the Express is now closed for road work. On the northbound 400, a slight delay still from Essa Road as you make your way to approaching Dunlop, and that's because we have construction set up in Barrie in the left lane as northbound 400 just approaching Dunlop. On the southbound Don Valley Parkway south of York Mills, there's a road work in the right lane, so it's slow on the south 404 Don Valley from approaching the 401 down to south of York Mills before it picks up. And then it's in good shape all the way down to the westbound Gardner. The westbound QEW moves well. The West Mall Evans ramp to westbound QEW is closed for construction. Eastbound Gardner is slow from the Humber Bridge to the Jameson ramp. Eastbound Lakeshore closed in a couple of spots. From Windermere to Stadium Road, it's closed, and it's also closed from Coxwell to Woodbine. Northbound Erin Mills Parkway just jammed approaching Bernalthorpe because of single-lane construction. And out of our range here, westbound 403 from Highway 52 Trinity Road in Hamilton over to Garden Avenue in Brantford closed for construction. Nobody looks after you like Lexus of Oakville, now open, and to keep you and their team safe, you're encouraged to make an appointment to visit. Book your time at LexusofOakville.ca. Your next report is at 2:01, and now with the forecast, here is Carl Lamb.
I put 3 phone lines into
are
this. Did it answer all 3
out at our
lines?
guaranteed high today, 24 degrees, and we do have clouds rolling into the GTA, and we drop down to 13 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, 23. It's a dry start, a wet finish because of those thunderstorms. Yeah, they could be pretty nasty at times tomorrow, and intense during the late afternoon and the evening. Could bring some strong winds. Significant downpours, and also the potential for some hail as well. And then as we head into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, hope you like the heat and humidity. At 28 is the high on Monday and Tuesday. It will feel like the low to mid 30s when you factor in the humidity, and there's a chance for showers late in the day on Monday, and then thunderstorms on Tuesday. Right now it's 24 at Pearson, 22 at 680 News, and today's guaranteed high, 24.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Pizza Pizza.
Pizza Pizza is delivering the new tamper-proof pizza box. Order any size pizza and
How do you
receive it in a
pizza in there?
locked
Hey,
box.
aren't you guys the same guys making pizza?
Safe, reliable delivery. That's Pizza Pizza.
If you touch the pizza, put it in the box.
Hi, Steve
Lock the
Friedman
box.
here. And Pam too. We hope that everyone is healthy, and
Trust
we
me,
are now
make the
officially
pizza.
open for business.
Shorter hours
Trust me,
and
you know
all
where
of
I
the
live,
safety
too.
precautions in
Bring
place,
food to where I
especially as this
live.
new normal
And I'm
begins.
going to open it as soon as you say to. I'm going to open the door.
Fabric seating.
Spending more
You
time
gonna
at
use a
home
lock
and comfort
box?
from your friends at the Chesterfield
Not
Shop.
locked like to the outside world. I got unlocked.
Celebrating 72 years in the community with no tax specials, plus 1 year with no interest, no payment.
You're listening to 680 News.
680 News Time 154. Definitely not your typical grad ceremony for the Royal Military College's class of 2020. They graduated virtually through a live stream on Facebook this week. Former cadet astronaut Colonel Chris Hadfield has this message for the more than 300 grads.
It's a graduation like no other under the current confines. Recognize that despite the disruption of COVID, this is just one door that you're walking through. What it really boils down to is leadership.
The online convocation also included video messages from other former grads, such as Chief of Defense Staff Jonathan Vance. In 60 seconds, we'll check in at the Business Center.
680 News Time, 155.
Welcome to The Bright Spot, an online community created especially for older adults, where you can learn new skills, stay fit, enjoy fun activities, meet new people, or stay in touch with friends, all from the comfort of your own home. Why not join us at The Bright Spot? Because after all, this is your time to shine. The YMCA of Greater Toronto. Visit brightspotymca.ca.
Are you looking for non-medical face masks? FactoryDirect.ca has one of the best selections of non-medical face masks at some of the lowest prices in Canada. Whether it's disposable, washable, printed, camo, cotton, or your favorite color, we have the face mask to fit your budget and style. FactoryDirect.ca also carries other non-medical products such as hand sanitizer, gloves, face shields, and much, much more. Visit our website at FactoryDirect.ca or one of our 20 stores in Southern
Somebody's walking around with a plastic shield on their face. They got COVID, don't they?
Today.
680 News Time, 156.
Now, time for your business report.
I'm Richard Southern. No school till September, no daycare just yet. So what are workers who are heading back to the job to do with their younger children? Howard Levitt is an employment lawyer. Howard, what, if any, accommodations do employers have to make for parents with no child care options?
They have to let you stay at home if there's no other means of taking care of your kids, unless they're prepared to let you work from home. But they may say, look, it's too distracting, but they have to give you unpaid leave of absence. But what they can do is they can find daycare for you. If they can find daycare, it's pretty tough these days, or have daycare at their facilities, their offices.
So if I'm in that spot, I should approach my employer and say what?
Say, well, first of all, if you have children at home, you're saying, I have no other person who can care for them except for me. I have to stay home and do it. And the employer can't say no. And if they do say no and fire you, you've not only got a wrongful dismissal case, you've got a human rights case.
Howard, a lot of people obviously have lost their jobs here. Is COVID-19 a legitimate reason for an employer to lay you off?
No. Unless the government orders the business shut, which it has for many businesses, of course, a layoff is a wrongful dismissal if you're not in a union. And an employee has a right then and there to say, I'm not accepting this. I'm going to sue you either for my unpaid wages or sue you for constructive dismissal as if I've been fired. Now, funnily enough, employees aren't doing that.
Howard, everyone's working from home. If I really like it and I'm doing well and I'm productive, can I go to my employer and say, I don't want to come back to the office. I'm good where I am?
You might find yourself without a job, but let's have a negotiation first. But quite seriously, no. Even if you could prove statistically you're more productive working from home, the employer can arbitrarily say, I'm sorry, but I want you here.
That's Howard Levitt at Levitt LLP, and at the Business Center, I'm Richard Southern.
Hi, I'm Sean O'Brien, President and CEO of Reliance Home Comfort. Despite everything that's going on, we know that some of you may still need air conditioning, hot water, or plumbing help. I'd like to personally assure you that as an essential service, we're not only here for you 24 hours a day, every day, but also taking steps to make every visit safe for you, your family, and our team. We're grateful to our customers and indebted to our team members at Reliance. We'll get through this together. Thank you.
We've all heard those home renovation stories. Hi, I'm Jeannie Becker. Georgian Renovations has created Smart Reno to offer a home renovation that's quick, easy, and affordable. Simply choose from the Smart Reno packages or work with
I was looking at the exemptions to the CRTC for these and put them all public on the business of it.
It's never been easier
coffee shops, and then I didn't pay any attention to that.
Get your free, no-obligation instant estimate today at GeorgianReno.com.
Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for CapitalDirect.ca. Have you heard about direct lending? It's more flexible than bank lending without the bank. Go direct. Call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL to see what's available for you.
In Oakville, 22 degrees and partly cloudy, melt to 26 degrees, a few clouds. Downtown Toronto, 22, a few clouds. It's 24 at Pearson. 6:80 News Time, 2 o'clock.
Number one for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Here are Cam Dorrit and Caitlin Lee.
Good afternoon. This is Saturday, the 23rd of May.
Here's what's making news this hour.
It's the second weekend of active TO with sections of major Toronto roads blocked off for walkers, runners, and bikers looking to enjoy the weather while physically distancing.
The zoo's drive-through safari kicked off today, but it will be a while before many get a chance to hear this. That's because tickets for the experience sold out within hours.
A promising vision for a COVID-19 vaccine. A formula will soon be the focus of a clinical trial here in Canada, but with the end goal still a way off, testing needs to remain a top priority.
If you're fasting for Ramadan, congratulations, because tomorrow is Eid. But COVID-19 has changed the way Muslims are celebrating around the world. Instead of large community gatherings, celebrations are being held online.
The NHL is a step closer to a return, and German soccer scores. Sports at 15.
And coming up in business, the rent is coming due again. The application window for a commercial rent relief program opens Monday, but will landlords sign up? We'll hear from the Canadian Federation of Independent Business.
Hey, maybe we'll overwrite all this dumb shit we did back in the day on English. Don't add any new archive capacity. We'll just keep streaming, recording, chatting, whatever stupid shit we're doing.
There's a stalled vehicle blocking a piece of the right lane. No delay, though. Westbound 401 ramp to McCowan is closed for construction, and construction has closed the westbound 401 transfer to the Express approaching Jane. Northbound 400 is heavy from Essa to approaching Dunlop because of construction in the left lane. As well, it's very slow on the southbound 404 Don Valley from approaching the 401 to south of York Mills, where the right lane is blocked off for road repairs. In the Hamilton area, westbound 403 at Shaver Road, the right lane is blocked by a collision. And just beyond that, if you're thinking of traveling through this, westbound 403 is closed from Highway 52 over to Brantford, and that's because of construction. It'll remain there until May 27th. Now, looking at the eastbound Gardner heading into the city, you'll find delays from the Humber Bridge to the Jameson Ramp, and everyone is heading off at the Jameson Ramp because eastbound Lakeshore is closed from Windermere to Stadium Road, and eastbound Lakeshore is also closed from Coxwell to Woodbine for active TO. Also have big delays northbound Erin Mills from South Millway to Burnham Brook because of single-lane construction. Help lift, tighten, and fortify skin with Elizabeth Grant's Collagen Reinforced 3D Face and Neck Set. Get it at TSC today and save 60%. Shop tsc.ca. Your next report is at 2:11. Now with the forecast, meteorologist Carl Lamb.
And we're seeing a few more clouds, some thinner clouds in downtown as we take a look at the sky. It's really nice still out there, and it's going to stay dry for the rest of the afternoon. 24 is the guaranteed high. That's where we're at out at Pearson. A little cooler downtown, but still a beautiful day. Enjoy today because tomorrow is going to be a bit more active in terms of rain showers and possibly thunderstorms. Tonight, we drop down to 13 degrees with a mainly cloudy sky. Right now, 24 at Pearson, 22 in downtown Toronto, and today's guaranteed high, 24.
680 News Time, 2:03.
After over 2 months of staying inside, the weather is starting to lift our spirits. There are plenty of ways to enjoy the sunshine and warm temperatures while still physically distancing this weekend.
680's Michelle Mackey joins us live with what you need to know. Michelle.
Caitlin, it's the second weekend. Sections of major city roadways have been blocked off for walking, running, and biking. Councillor Joe Cressy, chair of Toronto's Board of Health, says active TO is the new and better.
What do you think active TB?
That on weekends, sunny, beautiful days like today, that people will be able to go out, whether on Lakeshore or Bayview, in practice safe physical distancing while enjoying the sunshine.
Practice.
And coming soon, active TO means an interconnected city with cycling infrastructure and more bike lanes.
We know that if everybody rushes back to the TTC, they're not going to be able to physically distance there. And that's why it's so important that we redesign our streets.
Active TO road closures include eastbound lanes of Lakeshore West from Windermere Avenue to Stadium Road and Bayview from Mill Street to Rosedale Valley Road.
Too many damn roads on our sidewalks.
Reports 220 new cases of COVID-19, a 2.2% increase over yesterday's new cases, bringing Toronto's total past 9,800. 7 new deaths have also been reported, while 204 more people have now recovered. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Mackey.
680 News Time, 2:04, and it may have taken a while, but it's finally starting to feel like spring. 680's Joey Keating has more on the forecast.
Some cold and rainy weather in April and early May put a damper on everyone coming out of their winter/COVID-19 hibernation/quarantine. That's about to change with some nice temperatures expected today. But it's important to remember that physical distancing and following guidelines like wearing masks when you can are more important than ever. Take it from this woman who was hanging at Trinity Bellwoods Park yesterday.
I think everyone's been cramped inside, so it's nice to get outside, get fresh air, but I still have to just be careful, I guess.
And our weather specialist, Denise Andriachi, says things are finally starting to feel more and more like summer in the coming days.
The trend is very warm, and if you've been missing that QX, it's back in the forecast. It's going to feel much warmer with the humidity starting on Monday. We'll be feeling into the low to mid 30s on certain days just because of all of that muggy air that's going to be moving into the lower Great Lakes.
I'm Joey Keeney.
And you can add drive-through zoos to the list of things people in Toronto will spend all day waiting in line for. It's the opening day for the Scenic Safari at the Toronto Zoo. 680's Lucas Castelletto reports.
Tickets for the zoo's highly anticipated, physically distanced, brand new safari experience went on sale yesterday. And no surprise here, demand outweighed supply, selling out within hours. Thousands waited in a virtual queue to buy tickets, ranging in price from $32 to $59. Toronto Zoo's CEO, Dolph DeJong, says they are grateful for the overwhelming response as costs go towards helping the animals.
Literally 400 plus different species, 5,000 individuals, getting their meals prepared every day. None of that changed with COVID-19. That's a key part of what we do. So those costs are fixed for us. So we're so grateful for everyone who joins us for the Scenic Safari, who makes this contribution and helps us continue that incredibly important work.
The spring season normally brings in more than $400 a day in revenue, and the zoo says it hopes the Scenic Safari will help offset some of that loss. I'm Lucas Castelletto.
And on a beautiful sunny weekend, it's great to have some park amenities open again, like picnic areas and skate parks. Or is it? So today's Carl Anstey says it's proving to be quite a challenge for some parents.
When 7-year-old Samuel noticed the caution tape was gone from around his local BMX park this morning, he had 2 immediate thoughts.
Put my bike, play.
And Mom said, let's go.
They have to do something or we'll all lose our mind.
But that's led to parents running around more than their kids, trying to keep everyone separated.
You can't force kids to socially distance. It's really hard to enforce, so I'd rather not fight with my son about keep your distance, don't get so close. So we'll continue to find ways to amuse ourselves.
While skate parks, sports fields, basketball, and tennis courts are open again, everyone using them must stay at least 6 feet apart. If that's not possible, you're supposed to leave and come back when it is. Out on Park Patrol.
How does that to understand?
680 News Time, 2:07. A promising way forward for a COVID-19 vaccine in Halifax, but until one is available, the Premier of Ontario explaining for anyone with symptoms to be tested. 680 Stuart McGinn reports.
The vaccine is one of more than 100 others being tested globally, but it's a great first step. A study shows the first clinical trial in China triggered some mild to moderate side effects in some patients, but also triggered an immune response. Infectious disease physician Dr. Mark Loeb tells the CBC what will be key is determining whether that can build up enough protection against the virus.
We don't really know the specific type of immune response that will be protected, what the level is.
Any vaccine is still quite a ways away, so right now the focus has to be on testing, and Premier Doug Ford's promising to do better.
Go and get tested. We encourage it. No one's going to be refused.
Provincial testing numbers have fallen off a cliff for 6 days in a row now, while in the same time frame, the rolling average of new cases has gone up. The newest numbers released today show 412 new cases, 27 new deaths, and just over 11,000 tests completed. I'm Stuart McGinn.
This is 680 News at 2:09. It seems more people than ever are hopping on 2 wheels. Here's 680 Charlene Close.
A positive from the pandemic.
We have been hearing from our bike shop partners that they are having huge demands. A lot of them are doing everything they can to keep up with demand and also practice, the right physical distancing while operating a business. So they're definitely seeing a boost in their sales.
People get so fucking misguided. Money is just new from somewhere.
If you're just getting
a lot of these people can't afford their cars no more. They're not going to be buying new bikes all the fucking time.
That your brakes work, give them a squeeze, and that your chain
blue tapes when you're pedaling so that you don't encounter any mishaps on your first bike ride out.
And don't forget the brain bucket. Kids have to wear a helmet. It is the law. Also, if you're a newbie, keep to the trails or quiet neighborhood streets. I'm Charlene Close.
If you're a newbie.
680 News Time, 2:09. Eid celebrations that mark the end of Ramadan for Muslims around the world will be very different this year because of COVID-19. 680's Zahir Hashimi explains.
If you're Muslim, congratulations. Today is the last day of Ramadan and tomorrow is the first day of Eid. But COVID-19 has changed the way many Muslims celebrate the end of Ramadan this year. Instead of large community gatherings at Ontario's mosques, celebrations are being held online. Now, me and my family will normally start the day by going to a local mosque for Eid prayer. Then we'll gather with friends and family to share some good food and celebrate together. This year, we'll be doing that over FaceTime.
Everything cancelled. There's no activity, no one's going out, and nothing happening in the community center as it used to be in the previous years. What's happening now is just people are driving, passing by to the community center, getting some goodies for their kids. And that's it.
I hope everyone had a very blessed Ramadan this year. And from everyone here at the 680 News Broadcast Center, we want to wish you a very happy Eid. And just remember, even though everything is canceled, at least we can eat. Eid Mubarak, everyone. I'm Zahir Hashimi.
This is 680 News.
Time now for the 680 News gas price update and pro. Predicts the price of gas going up at midnight by a cent to 95.9 cents a liter at most GTA stations.
For the past several months, we stayed home. And at Alexanians, we want to thank you for doing your part. Our flooring stores are now open with safety measures to protect you and our employees. We're ready to serve you in-store, at home, online, or by virtual visit at alexanian.com. Our vendors are providing us special reopening discounts, and we're passing them on to you. Now you'll save like never before on all carpet, flooring, and area rugs.
News Time, 2:11.
Time for traffic and weather. Together on the ones, here's Christine Langos.
This report is brought to you by 407 ETR. Still some lingering problems on the eastbound 401 at Avenue Road in the Collectors. Right lane blocked with a stalled vehicle. The westbound 401 at Keel in the Collectors. 2 left lanes are blocked for construction. And construction has closed the westbound 401 transfer to the Express approaching Jane. So just a minor delay through that area. Northbound 400 really easing, but still busy from Essa to approaching Dunlop because of construction in the left lane. So consider that if you're heading up north. Southbound Don Valley Parkway is slow from approaching the 401 to south of York Mills, and that's because of road work taking place in the right lane. They've cordoned off that right lane there. The West Small Evans ramp to westbound QEW is closed. Westbound 403 in Hamilton at Schaefer Road, the right lane is closed off because of a collision. And about a kilometer away, westbound 403 from Highway 52 to Garden Avenue in Brantford closed altogether for construction for the next couple of days. So keep that in mind. A good area to avoid. A traffic spotter reports you could try Governors. Eastbound Gardner is busy approaching the Humber Bridge to the Jameson ramp. Don't forget you can't use portions of the Lakeshore. Eastbound Lakeshore closed from Windermere to Stadium Road, and eastbound Lakeshore is also closed from Coxwell to Woodbine for active TO, which is closed at the Bayview extension between Mill Street and Rosedale Valley Road. 407 ETR is helping communities and hospitals with a $5.2 million donation to United Way and GTHA hospitals. Learn more at 407etr.com. Your next report is at 2:21. And now with the forecast, here is Carl Lamb.
And we're seeing those clouds build across the GTA. It's getting a little bit cloudier in the downtown core. Certainly seeing more clouds out at Pearson and for areas from Milton over towards Mississauga and areas up towards, let's say, Shelburne over towards Barrie. Seeing some more cloud cover building in, but downtown we will get into some cloudy periods. Tonight, 13 will be the overnight low, and then tomorrow 23. It's a dry start to the day, sun and cloud. It's a nice morning, but the afternoon gets a little unsettled with the chance for thunderstorms, some strong winds, heavy downpours, and possibly even some hail with some of those cells. 23 is the high, 14 is the low tomorrow. Right now 24 at Pearson, 22 at 680 News. Today's guaranteed high 24.
680 News Time, 2:14.
Asking for help isn't always easy, but getting it should be. At Scotiabank, it's easy to apply for financial relief for you or for your business. You can quickly request a payment deferral online or access other financial support options. Or we can talk together about a personalized plan that will help you both today and tomorrow. Visit scotiabank.com/relief to learn more. Scotiabank. Find a car today, a much better way. Visit OntarioCars.ca.
Listen here, my friend, and I'll offer a little advice. Why scour the city looking for a used or new car when you can easily visit OntarioCars.ca and find a large selection to choose from? Couldn't be simpler. No clutter, just cars. There's all-in pricing from our trusted sellers too, and all purchases are protected by a compensation fund. Find your gem at OntarioCars.ca.
That's OntarioCars.ca.
This is All News Radio, 680 News. 24 degrees, clear sky, tons of sunshine. Good afternoon from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Ken Doritz.
And I'm Caitlin Lee. Here are the top stories this hour.
Active TO continues this weekend in an effort to give people more space to walk around the city, and we need it. It is a beautiful spring Saturday with a high of 24 degrees, but enjoy it while you can.
They're so disconnected from nature, but they all act like they love nature. Oh, it's sunny, that's good. Sun is good. I go outside. What are you talking about? You hate the outside.
412 new cases of COVID-19 were reported today, along with 27 more deaths. The premier asking anyone with symptoms to get tested.
And you can't order fries or a Coke, but the drive-thru is open at the zoo. The Scenic Safari welcomes cars to the Toronto Zoo today, but getting a ticket is tough. The experience sold out in just hours, but the zoo says more dates and times are on the way.
For these stories and more, head to 680news.com.
680 News Time, 2:15. Taking time now for 680 Sports, and from Sportsnet 590 The Fan, here is George Russick.
The NHLPA Executive Board authorized further negotiations with the NHL over how a 24-team return-to-play scenario would play out last night. Under the NHL's initial proposal, the top four seeds, based on points percentage in the East and the West, qualify for the playoffs. The next 8 teams in each conference will compete in a best-of-5 play-in series, with the winners going on to face each conference's top seeds. According to Sportsnet's Chris Johnston, the format of the playoffs is still up for negotiation. Here's some finals from the German Bundesliga today. Bayer Leverkusen topped Gladbach 3-1. Werder Bremen blanked Freiburg 1-0. Paderborn and Hoffenheim settled nothing in a 1-1 tie, while Borussia Dortmund down Wolfsburg 2-0. And Lionel Messi's Barcelona and the rest of the Spanish league can resume play in June after 3 months of waiting for the coronavirus pandemic to subside. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez announced today that La Liga will be allowed to resume from June 8th, providing Spain keeps its coronavirus outbreak in check. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
This is 680 News.
I'm here with Bill Coy of Coy Brothers, and we're talking about getting a good cut. I'm missing my barber, Bill.
The Toro 2340 can give you a good cut, and you don't need a barber.
Isn't that a lawnmower?
It is. A 22-inch walk-behind Toro self-propelled lawnmower, to be exact. It's on sale for $529, and it comes with a Smart Stove feature, allowing the mower to be stored upright, saving you garage space.
No barber needed to get a good cut. Just get a Toro from Coy Brothers.
KOOYBROS.com.
At Hydro One, we created a pandemic relief program because our team believes
no one should have to worry about being disconnected.
Wherever our customers are, we need to do what we can to restore power. Families should feel safe and secure. Being here for our customers is more important than ever.
We believe in keeping our community strong and helping them grow.
to help customers in need, we're offering financial relief and payment flexibility. Learn more at hydro1.com.
680 News Time, 2:18. 680 News is working for you to get you answers to what you need to know about COVID-19. One listener asked if an employee feels their workplace isn't doing enough to protect them, what can they do? We went to 680's go-to employment lawyer, Stuart Rudner of Rudner Law.
Employees always have a right to refuse unsafe work. That is provided by occupational health and safety legislation. But there is a process. So the first thing that we've been telling our clients when they ask us this question is determine what the internal process is in your company for raising safety concerns. And as an aside, we're working with employers as well. And we've been telling them to very clearly communicate what that process is so all the employees are aware of it. So once an employer receives a complaint that someone feels the workplace is unsafe, they have a duty to investigate and then they'll reach their conclusion. And if the employee is not satisfied, they can contact the Ministry of Labor.
This is 680 News at 2:19. Remember, you can get your questions answered as well. Just send us to 680news.com/answers, or you can always call the 680 News listener line. 416-872-6800. Intense talks are expected this weekend over how Parliament should function as the pandemic continues.
The House of Commons has been largely adjourned since mid-March, but it's to resume normal operations on Monday.
The internet again, that
outlet's
fuck. We're not
will
going to put
depend
this
on
in
the
that
outcome of
outlet's
the talks among federal party leaders. Last month, the Liberals and opposition parties joined forces to reject the Conservative bid to require multiple in-person sittings of the Commons each week. Instead, they agreed to set up a special COVID-19 committee. It has been meeting in the Commons chamber once a week in person, with fewer than 36 MPs actually present and twice a week virtually. Blake Lambert, The Canadian Press.
680 News Time 220 Memorial is being held this weekend for Royal Canadian Air Force Captain Jen Casey. 680's Veronica Thor reports.
A homecoming ceremony and a motorcade procession is set to be held in Casey's hometown of Halifax on Sunday. The 35-year-old captain died last weekend when the Snowbirds Tudor jet she was in crashed into a residential neighborhood in Kamloops, BC. Honorary Lieutenant Colonel Corinne McClellan read a statement on behalf of Casey's family earlier in the week.
Her beautiful smile and positively infectious personality could brighten anyone's day. And she proudly served the mission as she flew across our great nation with a team that she adored, the Snowbirds.
Her family is asking spectators and participants to respect physical distancing guidelines during the event, and they've also asked people to wear red and white, the Snowbirds' official colors. Captain Rich McDougall, who was the pilot of the jet at the time, survived the crash, suffering non-life-threatening injuries. I'm Veronica Thor.
680 News Time 221.
Top of traffic and weather together on the ones. How are things looking, Christine Langos?
Pretty busy for the most part, Cam. I'm just having a look at certain routes, and we have construction here and there, but volume-related busyness, I'm not seeing a lot of it. This report is brought to you by 680 News Gets Answers. On the eastbound 401 at Avenue Road in the Collectors, right lane blocked with a stalled vehicle, and at Port Union in the Collectors, now there's a stall in the left lane, but no delay on the eastbound 401, volume or otherwise. Westbound 401, a bit busy through Bathurst and the Collectors because of construction in the two right lanes. And westbound 401 approaching Jane, the transfer to the Express is closed. That's due to construction. There's also construction northbound 400 approaching Dunlop.
Ground,
that's in the
find
left
a proper
lane.
ground, but
down from ETSA as a result. And there are delays on the southbound 404 Don Valley from about the 401 to south of York Mills because of road repairs. The right lane blocked on the southbound Don Valley Parkway. If you're on the westbound Gardner, no problems. West Mall Evans Ranch, westbound QEW closed for construction. And on the westbound 403 at Shaver Road in the Hamilton area, the right lane is blocked with a crash. And from Highway 52 over to Garden Avenue, it's all closed on the westbound 403 because of construction, so keep that in mind. Eastbound Gardner, heavy approaching the Humber Bridge to the Jameson ramp. And for active TO, eastbound Lakeshore closed off from Windermere to Stadium Road. Eastbound Lakeshore is also closed from Coxwell to Woodbine in the East End. Do you have questions about COVID-19? 680 News is working to get you the answers you need. Ask us anytime at 416-872-6800, and we'll work to get you the answer. Your next report is at 2:31. Now with the forecast, here is Carl Lamb.
And it is going to get hot and humid. And today, 24 is our guaranteed high. We have clouds rolling in. 13 is the low for tonight. And then for tomorrow, 23, it's a dry start to the day. So take advantage of active TO for tomorrow morning. But then might be late afternoon, the chance for thunderstorms and rain showers do move in. And could have some strong gusty winds as well. And then we drop down to 14 tomorrow evening. For Monday, Tuesday, the heat is really here. 28 will be the high on both days. And the humidex will be in the low 30s on Monday and the mid-30s on Tuesday. So it's going to feel very sticky across the region. Chance for late day showers on Monday, and then some thunderstorms are possible on Tuesday. Right now, 24 at Pearson and at 680 News. We've reached our guaranteed high of 24.
Amazon is hiring near you. No resume or previous work experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of our roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in our buildings to keep people healthy. Learn more or find a job now at amazon.ca/apply. That's amazon.ca/apply. The bravery
bravery of our healthcare workers is admirable. So 680 News is giving you the opportunity to pay it forward to our healthcare heroes. Brought to you by PC Chef from President's Choice. Nominate a deserving healthcare worker online for their chance to win 5 well-balanced PC Chef meal kits to thank them for the essential work they are doing. PC Chef helps you put a chef-inspired meal on the table in minutes. Recognize and keep our busy and deserving healthcare heroes.
What the fuck do you mean answering? I just fucking turned this shit off.
At 680news.com/heroes.
It's another pothole repair blitz today. City crews are working 12 hours a day while following physical distancing measures to make sure those
gotta be fucking kidding
me. The city says in 2020 alone.
I can't get one phone to work without 2 more breaks. What the fucking hell? I don't want that goddamn thing.
Between 45 and 65% because of COVID-19. But the city is still advising anyone driving or cycling to expect some minor delays around the city. In 60 seconds, we'll have your business report.
680 News time 225.
Why is it defaulting on? What the fuck is wrong with you people? Screen time, bullshit. I don't know what that means.
By compressing our 5-year online strategy into the
Record
last
time, 1 minute. No, off.
Nelson is a member of PEO Leadership, Canada's
Every single off. Reverse it. English to French, got the message alert on to off, call screen off to on. Every single one of them reverse.
Worldwide are following our Canadian example. The time to step up and lead is now. Go to PEO-leadership.com.
Hi, I'm Laura Pedone, Quality Control Manager at Monte Carlo Inns. At Monte Carlo Inns, we know it's not business as usual. In these unprecedented times, we are here for you. Should you need an office away from home or just a comfortable night's sleep, we are taking additional measures to ensure your health and safety. By doing so, we will do our best to make Monte Carlo Inns your home away from home. Visit MonteCarloInns.com for more information.
680 News time 226.
Time now for the 680 News Business Reports.
I'm Mike Epple. With many small businesses either still on the sidelines waiting to reopen or for those that have opened their doors but still seeing reduced sales, it is a struggle to say the least.
I think that's the only answer.
Due at the end of next week. Applications open Monday for the federal government's Emergency Commercial Rent Assistance Program for small business. And while it should help in some cases, Dan Kelly, the president of the Canadian Federation of Independent Business, says it is still not a complete fix.
So many businesses have not been able to pay April rent. They've not been able to pay their May rent. And now we've got a 3rd straight month where they may be missing their rent payments to their landlords, with huge concerns about whether or not their landlord is going to evict them. Provinces other than Nova Scotia and New Brunswick have been extremely slow to implement eviction protection. And the federal program is still late May, not up and running. The Prime Minister announced that it would be delivered finally in place next week, and then landlords would be able to start the process to apply for a loan from CMHC to enable them to provide eligible tenants with a 75% reduction in their rent.
While small businesses in Western Canada have been ahead of the reopening of stores in Ontario and the Atlantic provinces, Kelly says it is still a challenge for the entire sector.
Rent on average is $10,000 a month for a small business. Many of them have been missing their payments as a result of the virtual shutdown of the small business community. And today, only 1/3 of Canada's small business community is fully open.
Kelly believes to make the rent assistance program more workable, the assistance should go directly to the business owners instead of through the landlords.
We've advocated it's 50% support from the government, and the landlord's supposed to take a 25% cut to provide a 75% relief. If the landlord's unwilling to do that, we're saying at least get the 50% from government direct to the tenant.
Dan Kelly with the Canadian Federation of Independent Business. For more on the Commercial Rent Assistance Program, go to the CFIB's website or canada.ca. For the Business Center, I'm Mike Epple.
Being right matters.
So if our weather forecast is off by more than 3 degrees,
You could win cash.
details at 680news.com.
Aaron Park. You are essential. At work and at home, people depend on you. And you can depend on Aaron Park Toyota. Our dealership's open, and we've made changes to keep you and our team safe. Enjoy 180-day payment deferral on most new vehicle financing to make things a little easier. Aaron Park. It's time to Toyota, and it's time to support each other. Your new Toyota is waiting. Book an appointment now at AaronParkToyota.com.
Working from home? On the couch? With kids?
Yep, this is your new normal. So isn't it time you got a new home office suite? Turn your basement into a beautiful home office suite from just $4.90 a month. Fully functional. Bathroom, gym, bar, whatever you want in just 3 weeks. Save money, save time, and increase the value of your home. For a virtual consultation, visit
AGMRenovations.com. And by the way, we do bathroom renovations too.
When you need to know now.
680news.com.
Take a look at your extended forecast. Monday, mixed sun and cloud. Chance for a few showers late in the day. High of 28, low of 16. UX 32. Tuesday, the sun returns. Chance for some afternoon thunderstorms. Humid as well. And high of 28. Yes, summer's on the way, and it's 2:30.
Number one for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Here are Cam Doris and Caitlin Lee.
Good afternoon. It's Saturday, May 23rd.
Here's what's making news right now.
Active TO is back.
Loving the open streets.
More city park amenities are also opening up. 680 has what you can and can't do this weekend.
We're expecting a nice warm day today with
I think my
parks and
reason
outdoor
is correct,
spaces
but if that's the
reopening. More
white
people will be
wires
enjoying the
and
great
positive.
outdoors. We have details on your weekend weather
It's a
forecast.
dashed line. It's not a continuous line. That would be
opened for the
right.
first time today, but it wasn't exactly smooth sailing, with tickets selling out within hours after its website crashed. Today is the last day of Ramadan, and tomorrow is Eid. Celebrations are set to look a lot different this year due to COVID-19, with most plans being held online.
The NHL is inching back to the ice. And we talk some German soccer. Sports at 45.
And coming up in business, a consultant on buying and selling companies says there is opportunity amid the disruption caused by COVID-19, but a higher level of diligence is required.
See, the shit for fucking really making serious money, they hide that. I don't want everybody to hear that.
Series, Christine Michael.
This report is brought to you by Rogers
Consultant
Wireless.
on buying and selling cars.
On the eastbound 401 at Avenue Road, collectors blocking the right lane.
No, this guy doesn't buy and sell companies. You ask him for help if you want to buy.
And the westbound 401 that transferred to the express approaching Jane is closed because of repair work also. Northbound 400 approaching Dunlop, left lane is closed for construction, and it's a bit slow from ESSA. And southbound 404 Don Valley remains heavy from approaching the 401 to south of York Mills because of road work in the right lane. No problems on the westbound Gardner Queenie and problems on the westbound 403 at Shaver Road in Hamilton. They've been cleared away, unfortunately. Just past that, westbound 403 is closed from Highway 52 Trinity Road in Hamilton over to Brantford until May 27th. It's all because of construction. If you're traveling along eastbound Gardner, you'll find it slow approaching the Humber Bridge to the Jameson ramp because we have active TO, which is closed eastbound Lakeshore from Windermere to Stadium Road and from Coxwell to Woodbine as well. Eastbound Highway 7 from east of the 404 to approaching Warden is down to a single lane for construction, so very slow along this stretch. Now at Rogers, get 3 months wireless service when activating a Rogers Infinite plan for small business with financing, $75 per month thereafter. Visit rogers.com/business. Your next report is at 2:41, and now with the forecast, here is Carl Lamb.
And it's turning out to be a pretty nice day across the region, and we do have a few clouds moving in. They're thin clouds here in the downtown core, but considerable cloudiness now out near Pearson and in Mississauga over towards Hamilton and from areas from near Oakville as well. And then we do hit to 24 degrees today, down to 13 tonight, cloudy, and we'll get into some clearing tonight, but tomorrow is certainly promising to be more active. Right now, 24 at Pearson, 24 at 680 News. We've reached our guaranteed high of 24.
680 News Time, 2:33.
Toronto facing some unique challenges when it comes to fighting COVID-19 because of our dense population, but Active TO is back this weekend to help everyone keep their distance.
680's Michelle Mackey says it's
not our population
on such a nice day. Jones Live with the
Our
details.
population is dense.
And for the second weekend in a
We don't
row,
know the
sections
difference
of major
between
city
population
roadways have
density
been blocked
and
off
dense.
to allow more space for bikers, walkers, and runners. It's all part of Active TO. And Mayor John Tory says it's a way to get some much-needed relief and from all of the stress and strain of the past 2 months.
So you'll see,
Get out of there.
you'll see us doing the
hole.
quiet streets. You'll see us doing more of both, and you'll see some augmentation to the cycling infrastructure that's going to happen early in the week.
Active TO road closures include eastbound lanes of Lakeshore West from Windermere Avenue to Stadium Road and eastbound lanes of Lakeshore East from Coxwell Avenue to Woodbine, lasting until Sunday night. It comes as Toronto Public Health reports 220 new cases of COVID-19 in the city, a 2.2% increase in the total number of cases, which now stands over 9,800. 7 deaths have also been reported today, while 204 more people have now recovered. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Mackey.
6 years time, 2:34. And it took a while coming, one step outside, and you can feel that spring has sprung. Here's 680's Joey Keeney.
Parks are now reopened in the city, and more people are going outside to enjoy the outdoor space. A lot of people will surely be outside taking advantage of the nicer weather, but it's important to remember to physically distance and stay safe. Take some advice from this woman who was at Trinity Bellwoods Park yesterday.
I try, number one, not to come out if I really don't have to, but it is a beautiful day. So I'm just getting out. I use a mask. I use a sanitizer with me all the time.
And our weather specialist, Denise Andriachi, says as things heat up, the humidity rises.
And that is really one of the biggest characteristics of weather here in southern Ontario as we move into early summer, is that we start to tap into that humidity. Today is just a beautiful day, so of course people will be out and about. Just an interval seasonal, lots of sunshine today, and you're guaranteed high 24 degrees.
I'm Joey Keeney.
After being closed for the last 2 months, the Toronto Zoo reopened with a drive-through experience today. But getting tickets proved to be quite the challenge. Today's Lucas Castellano reports. If you planned on attending the zoo's drive-through experience today, get in line. Tickets for the safari went on sale on Friday, but for some guests, it took hours of waiting until they were able to get their tour booked. The demand was so high, the zoo's website crashed, and tickets sold out within hours. The zoo did issue an apology to customers on social media, saying that a high volume of traffic caused glitches in the system. CEO Dolph DeJong says, all the zoo wants is for people of all ages
obviously the people that want to spend money with the city,
We've had a lot of help along the way with this. We've been looking at their safety plan, looking at how they're operating to make sure we can do this as seamlessly as possible and have the best guest experience possible.
Those who couldn't score tickets, well, they can at least enjoy footage from the scenic safari on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Lucas Castellano.
680 News Time, 2:36. It's a beautiful sunny day to get outside and let your kids run around and get some exercise finally. The city opening some park amenities, including skate parks and BMX parks, but as we hear from 680's Carl Hansky, it's actually created some challenges.
For parents seeing their local sports fields, basketball courts, and skate parks open again is a huge bonus.
It's great to have something for them to do because they've been cooped up, so they'll be able to at least get out there and burn some energy.
And kids are ecstatic that they have more room and freedom now to run, ride, and play.
Much better. And I kind of hate this COVID thing. I hate this thing a lot.
But after spending a frantic few minutes running around trying to keep their kids away from all the other kids, a lot of parents tell me they won't be back anytime soon.
There's just nobody there. We'll play, but I don't think we'll be running there, especially if there's other people. It's just too hard to fight with the kids to keep socially distancing.
Tennis courts and BMX parks are also open. Playgrounds and splash pads, pools, and all outdoor exercise equipment remain closed until further notice. I'm Carl Hansky.
Wonderful.
This is 680 News.
It's hard advice on a line.
After a month of fasting, millions of people around the world will end Ramadan by celebrating in their homes with a quarantine plan. 680's Zahir Hashimi has the details.
It's the last day of Ramadan, and if you're Muslim, that means you're probably gearing towards a pretty big feast tonight and preparing for Eid celebrations tomorrow. But Eid will look a little different this year as the lockdown has canceled most events around the city. Normally, Muslims will start their day at the local mosque for Eid prayer and then gather with friends or family or take on some fun activity. This year, unfortunately, celebrations will look different. Eid prayers will be held online, and most families will be canceling celebration parties with friends and family and spending the day indoors. Tell you how we're celebrating this year, here's my mom.
Part of our traditions, like you said, it's not just one day, it lasts for 4 days. So usually we used to go visit each other each day. We have plans with our kids to go see places. This year we're not able to do that. So for my family, I'm just gonna cook them food and watch movies.
From everyone here at the 680 News Center, we want to wish you a safe and happy Eid. Eid Mubarak, everyone. I'm Zahir Hashimi.
680 News Time, 2:38. The province reporting 412 new cases of COVID-19 and 27 more deaths today. With fewer tests being done for 6 straight days, 680 Stuart McGinn says as Ontario struggles, Nova Scotia is leading the charge for a vaccine.
This vaccine's first human trial took place in China, and weeks from now, Dalhousie University will begin a trial of their own. So far, the formulation has triggered an immune response to fighting any virus, but sample sizes are still small, and some patients have reported side effects. Laval University professor Gary Kobiger tells the CBC with more than 100 other vaccines being tested worldwide, positive steps like this at least help to narrow things down.
There is no need to have 100 vaccines, but there could be a need to have 10 or 12.
Where the need is now is testing, and we heard a plea from Premier Doug Ford yesterday.
You know, I drive by one of the assessment centers into work every morning, and there's just no lineups. Please go out and get tested. It's absolutely critical.
The number of tests completed has been well below the province's goal for 6 days in a row now, and in the same time frame, new cases have been trending upwards. Just over 11,000 tests were completed, according to today's new numbers, while 412 new cases were confirmed, marking the third straight day that number's been above 400. I'm Stuart McGinn.
And the city is moving ahead with another pothole repair blitz. Crews are working 12 hours a day while following physical distancing measures to make sure those pesky holes get filled in. The city says in 2020, more than 86,000 potholes have already been repaired, 12,000 fixed in April. Traffic in the city has fallen between 45 and 65% due to COVID-19. But the city is still advising everyone driving or cycling to expect some minor delays.
Now, the 680 News gas price update. Enpro predicts the price of gas will rise by 1 cent at midnight to 95.9 cents a liter at most GTA stations. We'll check traffic and weather in 30 seconds.
This is 680 News.
Have you heard about direct lending? It's more flexible than bank lending without the bank. With tougher regulations after the financial crisis, traditional banks have cut back on lending to homeowners. With a home equity loan from Capital Direct, the money that you could use is a simple phone call away. Whether it's home renovations, college tuition, or you just want to pay down taxes, Capital Direct can help. Go direct. Call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL to see what's available for you. .ca.
680 News Time 2:41. Time for traffic and weather. Together on the ones, here is Christine Langos.
And this report is brought to you by Canadian Women's Foundation. A couple of stalled vehicles and lots of construction this afternoon. Eastbound 401 at Avenue Road in the collectors. The right lane is blocked to the stalled vehicle. No delay though. Westbound 401 ramp to McCowan is closed for construction. And then westbound 401 approaching Jane, the transfer to the Express is closed as well. Northbound 400 approaching Dunlop, a bit slow because of construction in the left lane. And then it's very busy on the southbound 404 Don Valley from approaching the 401 to south of York Mills, where we have road repairs taking place in the right lane. On the westbound 403 west of the GTA from Highway 52 in Hamilton to Garden Avenue, it's closed altogether because of construction until May 27th. It's busy on the eastbound Gardner from Park Lawn to the Jameson ramp. Don't forget, for active TO, we have eastbound Lakeshore closed from Windermere to Stadium Road, and eastbound Lakeshore also closed from Coxwell to Woodbine. Bayview Extension is closed from Mill Street to Rosedale Valley Road both ways for active TO. Northbound to Erin Mills jammed up from north of Dundas to Bernalthorpe because of single lane construction. And it's very slow eastbound along Highway 7 from east of the 404 to approaching Warden, again due to single lane roadwork. Vulnerable women and girls need shelter, crisis support, and programs now more than ever. Support them through COVID-19. Visit CanadianWomen.org to help. Your next report is at 2:51. Now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
And it is going to be a dry rest of the afternoon for us. We do have some clouds rolling into the GTA, and guaranteed highs 24 down to 13 tonight, cloudy, and some clearing. Tomorrow, it's a nice start to the day, so that's the upside. The downside is that we do bring in the chance for some thunderstorms. Some of these could be pretty intense at times, steady downpour, some strong wind gusts, 70s, and the potential for a little bit of hail in some cells as well. That will kick in during the afternoon and into the evening. Tomorrow's high 23, and then a low of 14, but hold on. Lots of humidity is coming our way. I'll have those details coming up in just a few minutes. Right now, it is 24 at Pearson, 24 at 680 News. We've reached your guaranteed high of 24.
680 News Time 2:43. If you do plan on taking the subway today, there is a partial closure of Line 1. Trains are not running between Eglinton and King stations. The TTC says it is for signal upgrades. Shuttle buses are running. This is 680 News.
The safety of those around you is more important than ever. The government of Canada has stated that the use of a non-medical mask or facial covering can be a measure you can take to protect others.
others around you. It's important we keep the supply of medical masks for frontline healthcare workers. CanadaMaskSupply.ca offers personal, non-medical masks and face shields at reasonable prices. Proudly made in Canada for Canadians. Buy non-medical masks and face shields now at CanadaMaskSupply.ca.
Asking for help isn't always easy, but getting it should be. At Scotiabank, it's easy to apply for financial relief.
If you need help robbing somebody or killing somebody,
you can quickly request a payment deferral online or access other financial support options. Or we can talk together about a personalized plan that will help you both today and tomorrow.
If you're going to do something like that, don't point your car. And if you fuck it up, you won't attain whatever the objective was either. So, I'm watching about me. Watch, past that.
680 News.
It is partly cloudy, 24 degrees. Good afternoon from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Kate Lumley. Here are the top stories this hour. Active TO helping Torontonians get out, enjoy the nice weather while still physical distancing. They have certain intersections blocked off. The Toronto Zoo also open today for a drive-through experience. But bad news if you didn't get a ticket, it is sold out. Of course, the zoo promises there will be more opportunities to buy tickets in the future. The temperature should hit 24 degrees today. And it has you're going to be encouraged to get outside, but try to physical distance, maybe wear a mask where it will be difficult to stay 2 meters apart from other people. All levels of government are now recommending that. And tonight marks the end of Ramadan. Muslims will break fast, and tomorrow starts the 3-day celebration of Eid. 680 News Time, 2:45. Now time for 680 Sports for Sportsnet 590 to FAN. Let's check in with George Russick.
We have some breaking news. According to Tim Reynolds of the Associated Press, the NBA and the Players Association are engaged in exploratory conversations with Disney for a single-site return of NBA games in late July at the ESPN's Wide World of Sports complex for games, practices, and housing. The NBA says it's working with public health officials and government experts on a comprehensive set of guidelines to ensure that appropriate medical protocols and protections are in place for the single-site format in Orlando. We'll keep you updated with more news as it comes out. Meanwhile, despite the NHLPA voting to move forward with discussions on the league's 2014 return-to-play format, there's no guarantee the season will resume. Sportsnet's Chris Johnson says the two sides will need time to hash out details regarding the format, visas, testing, hub cities, and the like. This is a positive step, but one of many. You can read his latest piece on
Sportsnet.ca. It says be very careful not to get these two
Earlier
wires
this morning in
wrong.
Bundesliga action, Dortmund Blackpool scored 2-0. Hoffenheim and Paderborn tied 1-1. Werder edged Freiburg 1-0, and Leverkusen toppled Mönchengladbach 3-1.
They tell you to
Happy now,
play
we
the
have
ground
Frankfurt battling Berlin on Sportsnet and Sportsnet World. And later today, Sportsnet's World Cup of Hockey replay rolls on with Game 1 of the final between Canada and Europe going at 7. Game 2 starts at 9. And on Sportsnet 590 FAN, you can catch Game 7 of the 2009 Stanley Cup final between the Pens and Red Wings. That's at 7 o'clock.
Batteries will drain out because over time, spikes in voltage will damage some of the electronics, but they don't stop working. Draw more electricity.
Maria St. Topaz, 680 News Time, 2:47. Infinity of Willowdale understands that some of their customers have been impacted as a result of the pandemic. Because of COVID-19, Infinity of Willowdale is proud to present the Infinity Privilege
These things are made to
Program.
withstand lightning too, not direct hits, but I mean, there's a thing there saying within a mile of lightning, this thing will pick up on like a huge shock or whatever.
Up to 72 months financing options. They also offer a contactless test drive experience for comfort and peace of mind. Focus on what matters most right now. For more details, visit infinityofwillowdale.com.
At Sleep Country, we're real sleep experts, and we're available online or by phone to help you find your best sleep. Because whatever your sleep needs, we're here to listen.
But it's not
Whether
negative.
you like a hard mattress and your husband likes a soft one.
Now, if it was a straight white line all the way across, I would have said that's white.
With more back support. Let a real sleep expert match you to
black,
a better sleep. Connect with us online at sleepcountry.ca. Sleep well, stay well. Sleep
The
Country.
polarity gods forgave me because the board's not damaged.
680 News Time, 2:48. There will be a procession through the streets of Halifax tomorrow to honor Royal Canadian Air Force Captain Jen Casey. A motorcade procession and ceremony is being held tomorrow in Casey's hometown of Halifax.
She was killed on Sunday when she was ejected from a snowbird's plane over Kamloops, BC. In an emotional statement from the family delivered by Honorary Lieutenant Colonel Corinne McClellan earlier this week, Casey is described as someone who was proud of her province.
She was also a proud Nova Scotian that served as an advocate and ambassador for her province.
Why did you do something so stupid?
For her province where she hailed.
Casey's family has asked members of the community who want to watch the procession to be comfortable wearing Montreal Canadiens jerseys, Tragically Hip apparel, and Star Wars-related clothing, which represents some of her interests. The pilot of the jet at the time of the crash, Captain Rich McDougall, survived with non-life-threatening injuries.
And the other people, you didn't find this out there, eh?
680 News Time, 2:49. Ontario's 10,000 dentists are expressing concern as the province gets closer to resuming routine services. The survey shows about 40% of dentists were not able to see their own patients in April for emergencies because of a lack of personal protective equipment. Dr. Kim Hansen is the president of the Ontario Dental
fucking thing sprays water out of my mouth everywhere. It's a part of the game. He's wearing goggles and shit, you know.
And those that donated
their
PPE early to the front line, we have orders in and haven't been able to receive any. Those that did have PPE and carried out emergency services, that stock is depleting.
Dentists have not yet been given the green light to resume non-emergency services, and Hansen is hoping the PPE issues will be sorted out before
they don't dislodge, they don't nothing.
How much TV have you binge-watched during the pandemic? A lot of experts are warning people not to hold their breath for a new season of their favorite shows.
I mean, we waited, a year and a half for season 3 of Ozark?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't planning on being inside. I don't know. People, I don't know. I was, I'd be outside. Hey, let's go. I should go outside.
And
do what?
Nothing can be filmed right now, which means new seasons of shows are going to have to be delayed even more than planned. The Emmy Awards were scheduled for September 20th, and that's usually
as long as it's done right before I tell people they can use
which means just 4 months to film, edit, produce, not looking good. So expect a lot of makeshift fall programming, game shows through Zoom, hopefully some sports, and then maybe a January new TV start. I'm Jeff Rahoman.
City News Time, 2:51. Time for traffic and weather together on the one. Here's Christine Langos, and this report is brought to you by Bergmanis Prayer Personal Injury Lawyers. I'm just having a look at eastbound 401, and finally those problems at Avenue Road and the collectors have cleared away. It's busy though on the southbound 404 Don Valley from approaching the 401 to south of York Mills, and it's all because of this road work south of York Mills in the right lane. Beyond that, everything picks up nicely. Northbound 400, a bit of a bunch up approaching Dunlop because of construction in the left lane. The westbound 401 ramp to McCowan closed for construction. At Keel and the collectors, 2 left lanes are closed, and westbound 401 approaching Jane, the transfer to the Express is closed for construction as well. Westbound Gardner and westbound QEW still in fine shape. Don't forget for active TL, eastbound Lakeshore is closed from Windermere to Stadium and from Coxwell over to Woodbine. So eastbound Gardner right now is heavy going from Park Lawn to the Jameson ramp, so it's actually building. Northbound Erin Mills Parkway is jammed from north of Dundas to Burnhamthorpe, where it's down to a single lane for construction. And construction that delays again eastbound along Highway 7 from east of the 404 to approaching Warden. It's down to a single lane here as well. Bergmanis Prayer Personal Injury Lawyers thanks our frontline workers and all of you who have made a contribution in the fight against COVID-19. They're proud to stand by your side during these challenging times and will always be here to support you. Visit them at bplawyers.ca. Your next report is at 3:01. And now with the forecast, here's meteorologist Carl Lamb.
Thanks, Christine. And temperatures are nice at a 24-degree reading out at Pearson. A little cooler downtown, but we are seeing this clouds roll in, so that is going to limit the amount of increase that we see in the temperatures for the rest of the afternoon, down to 13 tonight, 23 tomorrow. And we do bring in the chance for thunderstorms during the afternoon and evening for Sunday. And we could have some pretty intense downpours out of some of these cells. Looks like it will affect areas like like Etobicoke, Mississauga, if it holds together in downtown Toronto, it looks like it may bring us some gusty winds as well. So we're going to keep a very close eye on that. 28 for Tuesday, or Monday and Tuesday rather, both days in the upper 20s, and it's going to be very humid. So it's going to feel like the low to mid 30s when you factor in the humidity and the chance for thunderstorms on Tuesday. Right now, it is 24 at Pearson, 24 at 680 News degrees for guaranteed high of 24.
34. We're looking at 34.
680 News Time, 2:53.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Pizza Pizza.
Now at Pizza Pizza, get unlimited medium 2-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Yep, get as many as you want for $7.99 each. Minimum 2, maximum unlimited. Now at Pizza Pizza.
Hey, thanks again, Ian, for driving. I didn't plan on drinking that much.
No problem. You're lucky I was only smoking pot tonight.
What's that up ahead?
I think it's a ride spot check. Don't worry, I got this one.
We're running a ride spot check. Have you been drinking this evening?
Nope, I'm the designated driver.
Well, I smell marijuana. Please step out of the vehicle, sir.
Police have the authority and the tools to detect impairment by drugs. These drivers face the same penalties as those impaired by alcohol. A message from Arrive Alive Drive Sober and the Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police.
What you need to know.
Breaking news. Here's how the 2020 budget will affect your family's bottom line.
Traffic.
Just over the DVP and Lake Huron are issues with the traffic lights.
North of that, freezing rain overnight. South of that, it's going to remain as suggested.
When you need to know.
We're here.
This is 680 News.
While wearing a mask could help prevent the spread of COVID-19, some health experts are warning the same cannot be said for wearing gloves. Professor Keith Warner is a food microbiologist and says gloves are used as a substitute for hand washing, spreading the coronavirus becomes easier.
If doctors and nurses can wear them, then maybe I should be doing the same, but it's a very different purpose. You know, basically in hospitals, what they're trying to do is if you're trying to not get the infectious agent.
You're wearing the gloves and the mask because they told you to. You're not supposed to wear your fucking
taking that infectious agent and passing on to somebody else.
Warner adds healthcare professionals are trained how to properly remove gloves without transferring bacteria between surfaces. He notes concerning behavior he's noticed when the general population uses gloves when eating or talking on the phone. I'm
Use the same gloves when you're eating.
680 News Time, 2:55.
You want gloves? You need gloves for that. No, I
Inline windows and doors. Our heroes continue to amaze us. From all of us here at Inline Fiberglass, thank you. It's important that we stay strong. Continue to check in with family, friends, and employees. Keep the conversation going. And if you ever want to start a conversation about windows and doors, we're just a click away. Book a virtual consultation at inlinefiberglass.com. Together, we will get through this.
At Hydro One, we created the pandemic relief
It's 2018 0820. It should be fine. If they charged it and left it off the charge, and they charged it and it was like all good, like it should be fine. No, the cold
Families should feel safe and secure. Being here
if it was -5 or 10, let's say
we believe in keeping our community strong and helping them grow.
To help customers in need, we're offering financial relief and payment flexibility. Learn more at hydro1.com.
Oh, I got Hydro. Go on.
680 News Time, 2:56.
Now time for your business report.
I'm Richard Denman. A wave of bankruptcies is predicted several months from now as businesses don't fully recover from COVID-19. Axel Christensen, the Senior Vice President at Renaissance Mergers and Acquisitions in Vancouver. Axel, is there opportunity amid the chaos?
There's always opportunity. How does the saying go? Never let a good crisis go to waste. If you look at statistics, the transactions that have done right after a market meltdown
cell towers stop working. People start looking for return.
So from a buyer,
you become a hooker or cracker, you need for payphone. House burns down and you run out the house. There's a payphone right there. You can use it. That's why they're supposed to be a local.
The unfortunate reality is a number of companies are not going to make it through. So for those that do survive, it's going to be a less competitive landscape at the end of this. And there's going to be a host of lessons learned for a whole bunch of entrepreneurs. And while a lot of those lessons might be painful, they're also going to be invaluable.
But is there a risk that business buyers might rush in too early, get caught in a head fake upturn?
You always want to have a favorable entry from a value perspective.
Suppose that the program is down to 20
but you don't want to try and be too granular in that.
But the North Towers, I've seen the program down to 5
You can get through this rough patch.
Not the millennials, the ones before them. The same as this.
Generate a good return for yourself. So what we're counting buyers is you don't want to catch the falling knife because there are going to be businesses that aren't going to make it through. and you don't want to put your capital into those businesses. And so that means A, structuring your transaction to share the risk a little bit more, and B, it needs another level of diligence that maybe wasn't happening prior to COVID.
Now, specifically, what's involved in that greater degree of diligence before buying?
Are we doing more? Are we do more?
You can see certain things in this environment. You can't assume that the company you're looking at, that their clientele is going to be in business in 3 months. You can't assume that their supply chain is going to be sound and everybody's going to be in business in 3 months. So there's that next level of diligence that's required.
Axel Christensen with Renaissance Mergers and Acquisitions. In the Business Center, I'm Richard Devon. Alpine Credits.
I'm looking for a home renovation loan, but do I get to see the rates first?
Yep, we're 100% transparent.
I'm not sure what my grandfather's deal was.
What's your greatest fear?
Dancing in
Because
public.
my grandmother said the word color, dude. If you didn't hear it.
Can I have a loan?
Oof, yes. If you own your home, you're approved.
Alpine
So at one point in time,
homeowners get approved, and we're free to dance in public but not of showing our
She had
rates.
to
They're
repeat
posted
it,
at
like,
alpinecredits.ca.
that color fellow was here.
Some conditions apply. This were licensed.
Check it their time. That nigger fellow was here.
is proud to announce no contact.
Oh, what do you want?
Full-service junk
Wait, so I don't know what his deal was, because he didn't act racist, but it was like he wouldn't let it, he wouldn't let people, he didn't say it's a black, oh, he was not like that, but it was like,
Our healthy, happy truck team
Wouldn't let
will
it just,
only
like,
touch the junk they're hauling away,
fade
and they never get closer than 6
but if he hadn't
feet
done
from
that,
the
I wouldn't
customer.
think of it
Your
now.
home will feel big, clean, and open.
When you want junk to disappear,
Oh, and it's all fine and well for me to know he wasn't raised like a talking to my grandfather. What am I going to defend him or not defend him, right? But no, that's not what the deal
It's
was.
24 degrees in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy.
Not like he said to me once, oh, you listen to that nigger Bob. Next you're gonna have, are you gonna have those nigger knots in there? Did you just say that to me?
This is 680 News, Toronto.
Here are Cam Doris.
He said that, but he didn't pick on me, right? He just said it. He said, holy fuck, man.
This is
But
Saturday, the
anybody else
23rd
wants to
of
say
May.
something like
Here's what's
that,
making news this
heard
hour.
that. So, you didn't say it 3, 4, or 5 times a day, every day to fuck with my head.
You can and
I just
can't
remember
do
it as
amidst
one of those
restrictions
things.
coming up.
The scenic drive-through at the zoo is here.
They never said don't listen to
weren't
that rap
exactly
music.
easy to
They
come
told me
by.
not to.
As
They didn't fuck with
thousands
it.
waited online.
My
Only to
uncle's
see
only
them
10 years
sell
older
out
than me.
within
Great as
hours.
Bon
A
Jovi,
respected
Sex Pistols
vaccine
and
right
shit.
here on Canadian soil.
Like
A
that
clinical
anymore than
trial
they
is
like
soon
what I
set
listen
to
to.
start out of
Tell
Dalhousie
them not to.
University, but in the meantime, Ontario needs to find a solution to its struggles with testing.
All right, it's either gonna pop and
We were told
explode.
we don't need to wear a
Give me some
mask if we don't
coins.
have symptoms of the virus.
Yeah,
And now
yes.
it's
Oh,
recommended
here's
in
some
Canada.
coins.
If you're wondering
Peso,
why,
hey, we got the
we
pesos
break it all
back,
down.
and the American dime, and 2 Canadian
The
nickels.
NHL is a step closer to
28,
a return,
2016.
and German soccer scores. Sports at 15.
And coming up in business, if you didn't have a financial plan before the pandemic, now is the time to get started. An expert offers some tips.
680 News Time 301.
And time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Christine Langos.
This report is brought to you by AGM Renovations on the southbound 404 Don Valley. We have a slowdown from approaching the 401 to south of York Mills. And there's only a bit of maintenance work taking place in the right lane just south of York Mills. As well, we have delays on the eastbound Gardner from approaching Park Lawn to the Jameson ramp. Part of the reason is eastbound Lakeshore closed from Windermere to Stadium. It reopens and then it's closed again in the east end from Coxwell to Woodbine. It's all for active TO. In Mississauga, northbound Erin Mills is just jammed approaching Burnhamthorpe, where it's down to a single lane for construction, and more single lane construction affecting eastbound Highway 7 from east of the 404 to approaching Warden.
Well, all the
Elsewhere,
drywall
westbound
needed is
401, the
crumble
ramp
and
to
fall.
McCowan is
And
closed
just
for
sweep it up a
construction,
bit at a time.
and
Like
approaching
top
Jane, the
next to
transfer to the Express has been closed as
didn't
well.
do with
There's also
renovation. I
Woodward
just cleaned up
northbound
dust.
400 approaching
All the
Dunlop. The
drywall
left lane
crumbles.
is blocked. The west
No,
wall
it's
and
dumb.
ramp
They
to
put
westbound QEW
a
is
closet
closed
to
because
make
of
a hallway.
construction.
Like,
Working from home
if they
on the
hadn't done
couch
that,
with
that would
kids,
be a
turn your
good
basement into a home
open
suite from
space.
$4.90 a month. Visit agmrenovations.com. Your
It's a
next
hallway
report
for
is
the
at
sake of having a
3:11.
hallway.
And now with the forecast, here's Carl Lamb.
And temperatures tonight are only going to drop down during the evening to around 21 degrees, so not much change thanks to some of those clouds that are rolling in. And then 13 during the overnight, and we'll start to see a little bit of clearing. Tomorrow it's a dry start to the day, but we do have some active weather moving in for the second half of your Sunday. Right now it is 24 at Pearson, 24 at 680 News. Today's guaranteed high 24.
680 News Time 303.
Well, it's a beautiful spring day in the city, and thanks to Active TO, it is easier to get out and enjoy the weather. keep in mind from a distance.
6 Cities' Michelle Mackey joins us live with some safe ways to enjoy the sunshine. Michelle.
Well, Caitlin, it's the second weekend of active TO with sections of major city roadways blocked off for walking, running, and biking.
What we see around the world in major cities is that as we learn to live with COVID-19, people still need to be able to get around, and they need to be able to physically distance while they get around.
That's Chair of Toronto's Board of Health, Councillor Joe Cressy, who says that's why sections of Lakeshore Boulevard and Bayview Avenue will remain blocked off until Sunday night. Now that the city has created more space, Mayor John Tory says maintaining physical distancing in these areas is up to you.
That one's locked down. That one's shut down.
And I think people have personal responsibility to follow.
What was the new one he said?
Make a real effort to do
He
so
said a
because
new
it's in
one.
our collective interest in terms of maintaining public health and not having a second wave of this virus.
And Toronto Public Health is reporting 220 new cases of COVID-19 today in the city, a 2.2% increase in the total number of cases, which now stands over 9,800. 7 deaths have also been reported today, while 204 more people have recovered. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Mackey.
And front to back.
Joey Keane, our weather specialist in East Andrew, to break down the forecast.
City parks reopened, and a good batch of warm weather is the perfect mix for people to start coming out of their quarantine holes this weekend. Some people have already taken advantage of the nice temperatures, like this guy at Trinity Bellwoods.
Feels great. Yeah, feels good to interact face to face at a distance with some other people.
Physical distancing is still a must for anyone who decides to catch a bit of sun, and face coverings are recommended when you can't quite keep 6 feet away from others. Our weather specialist Denise
Can't quite. What do you mean can't?
is going to be beautiful.
A fantastic start to the weekend. We will be sunny and just a hint above seasonal today. A guaranteed high of 24 degrees. We hit 24 degrees yesterday downtown, and that's our warmest day of 2020. So it looks like we're really starting to finally, after a very inconsistent May weather pattern, tap into some warm air, really feeling like June is around the corner.
I'm Joey Keane.
It needs minimum
The
23.
Toronto Zoo offering a drive-through experience starting today, but bad news if you don't have a ticket, it's sold out. Here's 6 Cities' Lucas Canceletto.
In typical Toronto fashion, the struggle to snag tickets to the immersive experience is real. Even amidst a pandemic, the city proved long lineups are still a thing, even a virtual one. Tickets went on sale on Friday, and within minutes, roughly 6,000 people were in the online queue. The tickets were in such demand, the zoo's website crashed, leading to a formal apology from organizers. For those lucky enough to experience the scenic drive-through today, CEO Dolph DeJong is promising a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Where can we borrow those ideas? We have an amazing audio guide that connects you to the natural history of these animals and the work your Toronto Zoo's doing. And that's so important. People don't realize their zoo's mission, connecting people, animals, and conservation science to fight extinction.
Meantime, the zoo is urging people to visit their website for information on when new tickets will be made available. I'm Lucas Castelletto. Testing continues to be a problem in Ontario, with the province falling well below its daily target again. But another province is making headway in a potential vaccine, thanks to one of its universities. 6 Cities' Stuart McGinn has more.
The vaccine formulation has already gone through a successful first trial in China, where it triggered an immune response, but also did result in some side effects for those taking a heavier dose. With a trial on Canadian soil weeks away, infection disease physician Dr. Mark Loeb tells the CBC this is still in the very early stages.
The story is this safe enough to go on to a next phase? And
next phase.
Yes,
This vaccine is one of more than 100 candidates currently in development around the world. The positive news comes close to home during a tough time for Ontario, where new cases are trending higher and tests complete are going in the opposite direction. But Premier Doug Ford is promising they'll fix this.
We're going to go into communities where there's, as I say, the hot spots, and it's really the urban centers around Toronto that we've seen.
Today's testing numbers were still well below the province's
It worked.
at just over 11,000.
Plugged into the wall right now.
12 new cases brought the province's total above 25,000. I'm Stuart McGinn.
Okay, let's put it back together.
As restrictions loosen across the province, public data is revealing COVID-19 is spreading faster among communities. According to the Toronto Star, the data shows about 70% of new cases are now happening in broader communities
Outside of Ontario seniors' homes, in March, the rate of new infections outside institutional settings grew from fewer than 5 cases a day to above 150
It's
per
kind of
day
what I
on
was thinking
average.
about with the fucking serial numbers of vehicles and shit.
The information has been all over the place. The pandemic started. Should I or should I not wear a face mask? Well, now the answer is yes. You should. Face masks are now recommended in Canada as an extra layer of protection against COVID-19. Secretary Jamie Balfour has all the details about why you should be following this new recommendation.
It's been very confusing.
It's not
beneficial, obviously, if you're not infected. Canada's top doctor Theresa Tam on March 30th, and now, almost 2 months later,
use of non-medical masks or face coverings is recommended.
But why? University of Cambridge
the pressure points are static.
More than anything else is protect other people from yourself if you are carrying the virus.
Keeping your germs to yourself because you could be infected and not know it. In Calgary, the hardest hit part of Alberta, asymptomatic people are now being tested. More than 3,000 doing so last week, with more than 100 testing positive. A microcosm of the bigger picture playing out across the country. Experts say when an infected person coughs or sneezes, they send showers of droplets into the air. One recent study shows we spray thousands of those droplets just by uttering the words, "Stay healthy."
Don't say those words. You heard the woman don't say those words.
309. High
Why would you say
capacity
those
rates
words?
and the need for a healthy supply of personal protective equipment are keeping some of Ontario's hospitals from performing elective surgeries. The province announced those procedures like cancer surgeries, heart operations, and organ transplants could resume as of last week, but for many locations they have not actually begun. The CEO of the Ontario Hospital Association tells the CBC dozens of hospitals do not meet the criteria to have an occupancy rate of less than 85%. And there are still challenges when it comes to the availability of personal protective equipment. The association says space should be found outside of hospitals for patients who do not need acute care to avoid overcrowding amidst concerns of a second wave of COVID-19.
This is 680 News. Coronavirus updates and breaking news. Be the first to know newsletter. Sign up now at 680news.com/newsletters. Now the 680 News gas price update and progress. Price of gas will rise by a cent at midnight to 95.9 cents later. GTA stations. Traffic and weather together just
like
30 seconds away.
man.
This is 680 News.
Getting you where you need to go.
Call it the 4-person zero.
Traffic in Toronto. 680
That's why I call it that. I can't put that shit, but it gets in my head. Not that expensive, I can afford it.
As businesses and workplaces begin to reopen,
I'm robbing stores to get
we
it.
have to continue doing our part to keep everyone safe. Remember to practice physical distancing or wear a
This
face
is where it's at.
covering if
They wanted
physical
$50
distancing
a
is a
cigarette in the
challenge.
down jail.
And wash your
Fuck
hands
that.
early and often. Whether inside or out, stay safe and save lives. For more information, visit ontario.ca.
Former person functional with a hardwired power supply. Thank you. Every fucking time. Except for each time they do wrong. No, like, I taped it up all 3 times. Every fucking shit. The step I fucked up, I had to go back and redo. You get a peso, a nickel, and a dime.
Westbound 401 at Bathurst in the clusters. 2 right lanes are closed for construction. And on the westbound 401 approaching Jane, the transfer to the express is also closed for construction. Northbound 400 approaching Dunlop, construction in the left lane, but no delay to the Barrie area now. Southbound 404 Don Valley is heavy approaching the 401 just south of York Mills because of maintenance work in the right lane. We're trouble-free on the westbound Gardner Queenie combination. On the eastbound Gardner, we do have delays approaching Park Lawn to the Jameson ramp. So a lot of voters looking to head into downtown, but you can't do so using the eastbound Lakeshore. It's closed from Windermere to Stadium Road for active TO. Eastbound Lakeshore is also closed from Hoxwell to Woodbine. We have single-lane construction eastbound Highway 7
hook it up to the wrong thing.
approaching Warden. Really coming things up. On northbound Erin Mills Parkway is a bit slow from north of Dundas to Burnhamthorpe. Again, that's due to single lane construction. 407 ETR is proud to be United Way's first corporate partner in Canada to make a multi-year investment, sending $4 million to help the GTHA recover from COVID-19.
A multi-year investment. Like, what are you doing? Like, if you put it into bonds or something, like, it's $1. It's less than $1. That's why I'm not trying not to bitch.
Maybe that's where
it's a multi-year commitment. It's less than $1. How the fuck are we supposed to use that? Like, what are we supposed to do? Just tell me what to do with it. Started at $8 million, and I'll do that. You got $4 million of coke or something? Like, what the fuck are we gonna do with that? I'm not hating. I just want to know.
sun and cloud, and looks great. But then
you said
clouds
they said
roll in
you're
during
the
the
first.
afternoon. The chance for
Who else is going to
thunderstorms.
get 4
Some of
million?
these could bring some really gusty winds, but quick and intense downpours, and then some thunder.
It sounds like a lot, but
some hail. And then as we head into
we are
tomorrow
so
evening,
fucked
things
as a
start to
community
calm
right
down
now.
with temperatures only dropping down to 14 degrees, and then Monday things start to really ramp up in terms of heat.
If we all stop going to the store for a week, that's dark.
Right now, it's 24 at Pearson, 24 at 68 tonight's overnight low.
We can't get on the bus to go to the next store. Yeah, everything cascades.
Muslims around the world are celebrating Eid, the festival that concludes the fasting month of Ramadan, under the long shadow of the novel coronavirus.
The three-day event marks the end of the fasting month of Ramadan for the world's 1.8 billion Muslims. People usually celebrate by traveling, visiting family, and gathering for lavish meals, all of which is largely prohibited as authorities try to prevent new virus outbreaks. Some countries, including Turkey, Iraq, and Jordan, will impose round-the-clock curfews for the duration of the holiday. In Saudi Arabia, home of the holy cities of Mecca and Medina, people will only be allowed to leave their homes to buy food and medicine.
But those people will listen, won't they? They don't have to be told 8 fucking different ways. Oh, is there a way, like a technicality? Oh, you didn't really mean me too, eh? Like, what the fuck?
I'm Sarah Bassett.
How much money